Lieutenant Jake Martinez stood at the edge of the crater on Keth Prime. The dead world had no atmosphere, so he needed his suit. The scanner in his hand kept beeping. There was something buried here, something old. Found anything interesting? Jake? Captain Lisa Wong asked through the comm. Maybe, Jake said. The readings are strange. This metal is older than the planet itself. Jake dropped to his knees and started digging. The ground was hard and cold. After 20 minutes, his gloved hands touched something smooth. It was a cube about the size of his fist. The surface was covered in symbols. Captain, I've got something, Jake said. It looks like some kind of artifact. Bring it back to the ship, Lisa said. Let's see what Dr. Adams thinks. Jake walked back to the shuttle, carrying the cube carefully. The Horizon was a small exploration ship with only 50 crew members. They had been mapping dead worlds for 6 months. This was the first artifact they had found. Back on the ship, Dr. Henry Adams examined the cube in his lab. He was an old man with white hair and thick glasses. He knew more languages than anyone else on the ship. Fascinating, Henry said, turning the cube in his hands. These symbols match patterns from 3 different extinct races. Can you read them? Lisa asked. Give me a few hours, Henry said. Jake sat in the mess hall, drinking coffee with navigator Pete Johnson. Pete was young and always asked too many questions. What do you think it says? Pete asked. No idea, Jake said. Probably just some old prayer or warning about disease. Pete shook his head. I have a feeling this is bigger than that. Jake was about to respond when the ship's comm system crackled to life. All senior staff to the conference room, Lisa's voice said. Dr. Adams has something to show us. When they arrived, Henry was standing next to a large screen. The cube sat on the table, now connected to several cables. I managed to activate it, Henry said. It's not just one message. It's thousands of them, all from different races that are now extinct. The screen lit up with text in multiple languages. The first one is from the Vethri, Henry continued. They died out about 8,000 years ago. Listen to this. We tried to conquer the third world, Earth. They looked weak. They were not. Now we are gone. Warning to others. Earth sleeps, but does not rest. Jake felt a chill run down his spine. Earth was humanity's home world. But 8,000 years ago, humans were supposed to be primitive. They didn't even have writing systems yet. Here's another one, Henry said. From the Korvax Empire, extinct for 12,000 years, we sent our greatest fleet to Earth. Only one ship returned. The humans showed us weapons we could not understand. Earth only pretends to rest. Lisa leaned forward. How is this possible? Human civilization is only a few thousand years old. There's more, Henry said. I found 37 different warnings, all saying the same thing. Earth appears weak but is actually incredibly dangerous. Pete was already working on his navigation console. Captain, there are coordinates in these messages. They all point to the same location in the Tau Ceti system. Tau Ceti? Lisa raised an eyebrow. That's only 12 light years from Earth. We could be there in a week. Should we report this to Earth Command first? Asked Engineer Lisa Grant. Not yet, the captain decided. We need more information. Pete, set course for Tau Ceti. Jake, I want you and Henry to go through every message in that cube. For the next week, Jake and Henry worked around the clock. The warnings were all similar but came from races that had never met each other. Some had existed millions of years apart. Look, at this one, Jake said on day 5. The Genti tried to make contact 3 million years ago. They sent peaceful ships to Earth. According to their records, Earth had weapons that could destroy entire solar systems. But that's impossible, Henry said. Humans barely existed 3 million years ago. Unless humans aren't what they seem, Jake said quietly. On day 7, they reached Tau Ceti. The coordinates led them to what looked like empty space. But Pete's instruments showed something different. Captain, there's something here, Pete said. It's cloaked, big, really big. Can you get us closer? Lisa asked. As they approached, the cloak faded away. In front of them was a massive structure. It looked like a space station, but it was clearly ancient. "My God," Lisa whispered. "How long has this been here?" "According to my scans, at least 2 million years," Lisa Grant said. They docked with the station and found it still had power. The corridors were empty but well maintained. In the center, they found a massive room filled with data crystals. Jake picked up one of the crystals and plugged it into his portable reader. His face went pale as he read. "This is impossible," he said. "What is it?" Lisa asked. "These are records from every race that ever tried to attack or study Earth. Thousands of races over millions of years, and they all say the same thing." Jake looked up at his captain. "Earth never was what it seemed. It's been advanced since the beginning, and it's been watching the entire galaxy." Back on the horizon, they sat in stunned silence as they reviewed the data. Earth had interacted with galactic civilizations for millions of years. But somehow, every few 100,000 years, humanity would appear primitive again to the outside universe. "We need to report this to Earth Command." "Communications," Officer Sarah Lee said. "But what do we tell them?" Pete asked. "That our home world has been lying to us about the entire history of humanity?" "We tell them the truth," Lisa said firmly. "Whatever that truth might be." Jake looked at the star charts on his screen. Earth was still weeks away. He wondered what else was waiting for them there. What other secrets were hidden behind the image of a young, peaceful humanity? The cube continued to pulse with a soft blue light on the table. In its stored messages were warnings from civilizations across the galaxy and across time, all warning about the same thing: don't trust what you see when you look at Earth. Jake picked up the cube and wondered, if Earth had been lying for millions of years, what was the truth? And more importantly, why had they been lying? His answer would have to wait, but somehow he knew their journey was just beginning. The journey back to Earth took 12 days. On day 3, strange things began happening aboard the horizon. "Captain," Chief Medical Officer Dan Foster said during morning briefing, "I'm getting unusual readings from the crew. Biorhythms that don't match our normal patterns." "What kind of unusual?" Lisa Wong asked. "It's like something is scanning us, analyzing us." The readings started right after we left the station. Communications Officer Sarah Lee had similar concerns. "Our systems are being accessed, but not by any external source I can identify. It's like the ship itself is being reprogrammed." Jake Martinez spent most of his time reviewing the data from the station. The more he read, the more questions he had. One file caught his attention. It was labeled Project Lazarus. "Dr. Adams," Jake called. "Can you help me decrypt this file?" Henry Adams looked at Jake's screen and frowned. "This is different from the other files. It's newer. Much newer." "Newer how?" "This was created within the last century. All the other records were ancient." As Henry worked on the decryption, Tactical Officer Greg Hayes approached Lisa Wong privately. "Captain, we're being followed." "What?" 3 ships. They've been matching our course since we left Tau Ceti. They're staying just out of sensor range, but they're there." "Earth Defense Force?" "That's what's strange. The signatures don't match any known Earth ships, or any ships in our database." When Henry finally cracked the Lazarus file, he called everyone to the conference room. His face was pale. "You all need to see this," he said. The file contained Earth Defense Ministry records, plans, objectives, and a truth that shook everyone to their core. "According to this," Henry began, "Project Lazarus has been monitoring sleeper populations on Earth for the last 200 years. These sleeper populations are humans who carry dormant genetic markers. When activated, these markers give individuals access to advanced knowledge and abilities." "What kind of abilities?" Lisa asked. "Everything. Complete understanding of physics, engineering, biology, the ability to interface directly with advanced technology. It's like the knowledge is locked in their DNA until it's needed." Jake felt his hands start to shake. "How many people carry these markers?" "According to this file, about 30% of Earth's population." Science Officer Amy Chen was studying the data intently. This explains the energy signatures I detected from Earth's major cities. Each sleeper population center has a different activation frequency. They're all dormant right now, but they can be turned on at any moment. Turned on by whom? Pete Johnson asked. Before anyone could answer, the lights dimmed and all the screens went dark. Then, one by one, they came back on. But now they all showed the same thing, a live feed from Earth. A woman appeared on the screen. She was middle-aged with short gray hair and kind eyes. But something about her presence commanded immediate respect. "Crew of the Horizon," she said. "I am Director Helen White of the Earth Protection Agency, an organization you were never meant to learn about." "Director White," Lisa said carefully, "we've discovered some disturbing information about Earth's true nature." "Yes, we know. We've been monitoring your progress since you found the warning cube on Keth Prime. That cube was placed there deliberately. It was time for certain individuals to learn the truth." "Certain individuals?" Jake asked. Helen smiled slightly. "Lieutenant Martinez, your genetic profile indicates you carry the full Lazarus markers. You were always meant to find that cube." Jake sat down heavily. "I'm one of these sleepers?" "Not just you. 40% of your crew carries the markers to varying degrees. Dr. Adams and Navigator Johnson both have strong signatures." Dr. Adams looked at his hands as if seeing them for the first time. "The language translations, they came so easily. I thought I was just good at my job." "You are good at your job, because that's what you were designed to be. Each sleeper has specific talents that activate when needed." Lisa Wong stood up. "Director White, my crew and I need information." "The truth, all of it." "The truth, Captain, is that Earth has been the galaxy's primary guardian for over 5 million years. But we can't do it openly. The moment other civilizations know about our true capabilities, they either try to conquer us or rely on us to solve all their problems. Both extremes lead to disaster." "So you lie to everyone," Greg Hayes said. "We maintain necessary fiction. Every few 100,000 years we cycle our technology level. We appear primitive, weak, non-threatening. Meanwhile, our actual civilization continues to advance. When threats emerge, we deal with them secretly." Pete Johnson was working on his navigation console. "These ships following us, they're yours, aren't they?" "Security vessels. We needed to ensure you made it home safely with your discoveries." The view screen split to show multiple feeds. Space battles that had happened throughout galactic history, always with ships bearing Earth's hidden technology coming to the aid of weaker civilizations. The Vethri Empire, the Korvax Collective, the Genti, Helen continued. All were stopped by Earth when they became threats to galactic stability, but always secretly, always maintaining the illusion of human weakness. "What about the sleeper populations?" Lisa asked. "Why create them?" "Because we needed humans who could activate their advanced capabilities on command, but live normal lives otherwise. Soldiers who didn't know they were soldiers. Scientists who wouldn't accidentally reveal secrets. Diplomats who could negotiate with alien species without seeming too knowledgeable." Jake looked at his fellow crew members. "So some of us have been living lies our entire lives?" "No," Helen said firmly. "You've been living the lives you chose with protection built in. The activation markers only respond to direct global threats. In peacetime, you're completely normal humans." Dan Foster had been checking medical readings on his crew. "I'm detecting the dormant markers in Jake, Henry, Pete, and Amy. They're like genetic safes, locked until the right code is entered." "What's the code?" Jake asked. Helen hesitated. "The same warning that extinct races left throughout the galaxy. When enough people learn that Earth only pretends to rest, the safety protocols begin to lift. The galaxy is entering a phase where our secret protection isn't enough anymore. Open threats are emerging." "What kind of threats?" Greg asked. "The kind that require Earth to stop pretending to sleep. The kind that need awake guardians." Suddenly, alarms began ringing throughout the ship. Sarah Lee checked her console with growing alarm. "Captain, we're receiving distress signals from multiple human colonies. They're under attack. Ships of unknown origin." Unknown origin? Lisa asked. Helen's face hardened. Not unknown to us. They're from outside our galaxy. Hunters. They've learned that the Guardian sleeps and think it's time to strike. Jake felt something stirring in his mind. Like a door opening. Information flooding in. Things he shouldn't know but suddenly did. The activation has begun, Helen said. Jake, what do you remember now? Jake closed his eyes. When he opened them, they were different. Sharper. Knowing. I remember everything, he said quietly. Every life. Every mission. Every time Earth reset itself. I remember flying ships 5 million years ago. Pete nodded slowly. I remember the navigation patterns. Star maps that haven't been drawn yet. Henry smiled sadly. I remember all the languages, even the ones that were deliberately erased from history. Amy was already moving toward the science station with purpose. I know what weapons we need to fight the hunters, and I know how to build them. Lisa Wong looked at her transformed crew. Director White, what now? Now, Captain, Earth finally stops pretending to rest. Your crew will be among the first active Guardians in 500,000 years. The Horizon will lead our open response to the hunters. The ship shuddered, but not from damage. It was changing, revealing systems that had always been there but hidden. Weapons systems emerged from the hull. The engine signature transformed. The Horizon was never just an exploration vessel, Helen said. It was always a Guardian ship waiting for activation. Jake looked around at his crew. They were changing too, moving with new confidence, understanding their roles in ways they never had before. We're going to war, Lisa said simply. No, Jake corrected. We're doing what we've always done, protecting the galaxy. We're just not hiding it anymore. Helen nodded. The sleeping giant wakes, and the hunters will learn what every extinct race tried to warn them about. Earth never truly rested. The transformation was complete. The Horizon was now clearly a warship of advanced design. Its crew was no longer just explorers but awakened Guardians with millions of years of combined experience. All crew, Lisa announced. Battle stations. Let's show these hunters what happens when Earth stops pretending. The Horizon moved slowly toward the ancient station. Captain Lisa Wong watched the view screen with growing unease. The structure was massive, easily 10 times bigger than any human-made station she had seen. Full scan, Lisa, she ordered her. Engineer. Already on it, Captain, Lisa Grant said. The power signature is incredible. This station is running on technology we can't even identify. Jake Martinez was in the shuttle bay with First Officer Ryan Murphy, preparing for an exploration mission. They had their full gear ready. Atmosphere suits, scanners, backup power cells. Remember, touch nothing unless you scan it first. Lisa Wong's voice came through their helmets. Understood, Captain, Ryan replied. Jake looked at the airlock leading to the station. Something felt wrong. After 20 years in space, he had learned to trust his gut feelings. The shuttle docked against the station's hull with barely a sound. As Ryan opened the airlock, they found themselves in a corridor that seemed to stretch forever. The walls were covered in symbols similar to those on the cube. Jake, you getting these readings? Ryan asked. Yeah, the air is breathable. The gravity is Earth normal. How is that possible? Communications Officer Sarah Lee's voice crackled in their ears. We're picking up your location. Move to Sector 7B. There's a large room there. Jake and Ryan walked through the corridors. Emergency lighting flickered as they passed, as if the station recognized their presence. In Sector 7B, they found what they were looking for. The room was enormous. Hundreds of crystalline data storage units lined the walls. In the center, a holographic display was already active. Captain, we've hit the jackpot, Jake said. The station is showing us something. Back on the Horizon, Science Officer Amy Chen was coordinating with Dr. Henry Adams to translate the incoming data. The hologram in the ancient station was showing a timeline of galactic history. This is incredible, Amy said. The timeline goes back over 5 million years, and Earth is in every major event. Henry moved closer to his screen. Here's the first recorded contact. 5 million years ago, the Valak Empire tried to colonize Earth. They had ships the size of moons. But Earth had defenses that destroyed their entire fleet. 5 million years? Pete Johnson asked from his navigation station. But according to Earth's official records, humanity barely existed then. Look at this next one, Amy said. 3 million years ago, the Zorthak Collective sent scientists to study Earth. They found human settlements with technology more advanced than their own. Jake's voice came through the comm. We're downloading everything we can, but Captain, you need to see this. The station has records of every single race that tried to approach Earth. It's like a warning database. How many races? Lisa Wong asked. Thousands, Ryan said. And they all tell the same story. Earth appears primitive until threatened. Then it shows technology beyond anything else in the galaxy. Dr. Adams was translating faster than anyone had seen him work before. Here's one from the Druthari Assembly, 2 million years ago. They tried to establish trade with Earth. The humans they met were living in caves. But when the Druthari tried to take resources by force, Earth deployed weapons that manipulated space itself. That's impossible, engineer Lisa Grant said. Space manipulation technology is theoretical even now. Not for Earth, apparently, Amy replied. On the station, Jake found something that made him stop in his tracks. It was a recording crystal labeled with a single human word, Guardian. Ryan, look at this. Jake activated the crystal. A three-dimensional image appeared. It was a human, but wearing technology unlike anything Jake had ever seen. The figure spoke, in perfect standard galactic. If you are seeing this, you have found our repository. Know this. Earth has always been more than it seems. We have protected this galaxy for longer than your civilizations have existed. When Earth appears to sleep, it is actually watching. Every time we seem primitive, we are simply hiding our true capabilities. Hidden from who? Jake asked aloud. The hologram continued. From those who would destroy the balance. From those who would use our technology for conquest. From those who would end the very development of new life. Earth's purpose is to maintain stability, to appear weak when strong, to sleep with one eye open. The recording ended. Jake and Ryan stood in silence for a moment. We need to take this back to the ship, Ryan said finally. When they returned, the entire crew gathered in the conference room. The data they had collected was staggering. Earth had been interacting with galactic civilizations for millions of years. But every few 100,000 years, something happened. Earth would reset its public image, appearing primitive to the outside universe while secretly maintaining its true advanced state. There's a pattern, Pete said, studying the navigational data. Every time a major galactic war threatened to destabilize entire regions, Earth would step in, always secretly, always appearing weaker than it was. Look at the Korthan War, Tactical Officer Greg Hayes added. 300,000 years ago, two major empires were about to destroy half the galaxy. The war suddenly ended. Both sides claimed their weapons stopped working simultaneously. Let me guess, Lisa Wong said. Earth? According to these records, yes, Greg confirmed. Earth had infiltrated both sides and disabled their world-destroying weapons. Dr. Frank Baker, the ship's physicist, was studying energy readings from the station. Captain, I'm detecting similar energy signatures from Earth itself. This technology isn't just stored here, it's active on Earth right now. What do you mean? Lisa asked. Every major population center on Earth emits a unique energy pattern. It's subtle, but it's there. Earth's not just pretending to be primitive. It's actively concealing its true nature. Communications Officer Sarah Lee was trying to maintain contact with Earth Defense Command. Captain, we're having trouble reaching home base. Our transmissions are being intercepted. By who? That's the problem, I can't tell. The interception technology is more advanced than anything I've seen. Jake was reviewing the Guardian recording when something else caught his eye. Captain, there's more. The station has records of other human colonies. Colonies that don't exist in our official records. What kind of colonies? Hidden ones. Dozens of them. All established millions of years ago. All maintaining the same secretive pattern as Earth itself. Navigator Pete Johnson was already pulling up star charts. If these coordinates are accurate, we have human settlements throughout the galaxy. Most are in sectors we've never explored. Amy Chen had been quiet, analyzing biological data from the station. Now she spoke up. Captain, I found something disturbing. The genetic records show that humans have been biologically different in the past, much more advanced. The current human physiology appears to be artificial. Artificial? Designed, modified. Earth's population has been genetically engineered to appear less threatening. It's like someone hit a reset button on human evolution every few 100,000 years. The room fell silent as the implications sank in. Earth wasn't just technologically advanced. Human biology itself was a deception. We need to go home, Lisa Wong said finally. We need answers, and Earth is the only place we'll find them. Captain, Greg Hayes said carefully, what if Earth doesn't want us to know these answers? What if there's a reason for the secrecy? Before Lisa could respond, alarms began ringing throughout the ship. Captain, Sarah Lee shouted. We're receiving an automated message. It's from Earth. They know what we found. What does it say? Just 2 words. Come home. Jake looked at the view screen. The station was beginning to power down, its mission apparently complete. They had learned the truth about Earth. Now they had to face it. Set course for Earth, Lisa ordered. Full speed. As the horizon turned toward home, Jake wondered what they would find when they arrived. Would Earth continue to maintain its fiction? Or was it time for the galaxy to learn the truth about humanity's secret role as its hidden guardian? The cube on the table pulsed one more time, as if saying goodbye. Jake picked it up and held it tight. Whatever happened next, they had the evidence the whole galaxy was about to change. The horizon emerged from jump space near the first human colony under attack. What Jake saw through the view screen made him understand why Earth had hidden for so long. The enemy ships were massive. Each one was the size of a small moon, covered in weapons that fired beams of pure energy. They moved unlike anything Jake had seen before, shifting through dimensions rather than just flying through space. These are the hunters, Lisa Wong said grimly. They're from the void beyond. How do you know? Pete Johnson asked, though something in his reawakened mind was already providing the answer. Because I remember fighting them before, Lisa replied. 2 million years ago, when Earth first detected them trying to enter our galaxy. Jake watched as 3 hunter ships surrounded the human colony. The shields were failing. Escape pods streamed from the surface like tears. Captain, Greg Hayes said from Tactical, I'm reading weapon signatures unlike anything in our database. That's because these aren't in any normal database, Jake said. His hands moved over his console with impossible speed. Amy, can you access the Guardian weapon protocols? Amy Chen nodded. Her eyes were bright with knowledge that hadn't been there days before. Already loading them. Jake, we have weapons on this ship that can tear holes in reality. Good. We're going to need them. Communications Officer Sarah Lee was coordinating with Earth Defense Command. Captain, I'm receiving reports from across the galaxy. 57 separate attacks. All human colonies, all by ships matching these profiles. It's a coordinated assault, Dan Foster observed. They're testing our response. Then let's give them one they'll remember. Lisa turned to her crew. Before we activate the main weapons, there's something you all need to know. Once we reveal our true capabilities, there's no going back. The other alien races will know Earth has been hiding its power. Our role as secret guardians ends today. Jake looked at the colony under attack. People were dying. Children were crying for help. The choice was obvious. I vote we stop hiding, he said. Agreed, said Pete. Yes, said Amy. One by one, the entire bridge crew voted to reveal Earth's truth. So be it, Lisa said. Amy, activate the primary defense grid. Greg, target the lead hunter ship. Sarah, send a message to all human colonies and allied systems. What message, Captain? Tell them Earth is awake. The horizon transformed again. Weapons emerged from hidden compartments. The hull reconfigured into a ship design that hadn't been seen in millennia, and around them space itself began to ripple. Initiating time-space folding, Jake announced. We're going to show them why no one disturbs Earth's rest. The hunter. Ships noticed the horizon and immediately changed course. Beams of energy that could destroy planets lashed out at them. But the horizon simply wasn't there anymore. It had folded space around itself, becoming simultaneously everywhere and nowhere. Fire pattern Delta, Lisa ordered. The horizon fired weapons that existed in multiple dimensions at once. The lead hunter ship tried to dimensional shift away, but Jake had already calculated each possible escape vector. The weapons followed. When the hunter ship exploded, it was like a star dying. Massive waves of energy rippled through space. The explosion was visible from 10 light-years away. 2 more ships closing, Greg reported. They're charging some kind of doomsday weapon. Let them, Jake said calmly. Amy, activate the quantum shield. Pete, prepare jump calculations for all crew members of the colony. All crew members? Pete looked confused. That's impossible. There are millions of people down there. Nothing's impossible anymore, Jake smiled. Remember who we are. The hunters fired their doomsday weapon. A beam of energy that could crack planets struck the horizon head-on. For a moment, everyone held their breath. Then they realized they were fine. Not just fine. The horizon was absorbing the energy. Quantum conversion complete, Amy announced, converting their attack energy into our weapon systems. Fire when ready. The horizon fired back with the hunter's own energy, amplified by Earth technology. The 2 remaining ships attempted to flee, but Pete had already calculated their escape. Vectors. Jake, can you handle targeting? Already on it. Jake's hands flew over his console. He wasn't just targeting the ships. He was targeting every single hunter ship in the galaxy simultaneously. This is impossible, Sarah said, watching the calculations. For normal humans, Jake agreed. Good thing we're not normal anymore. The weapons fired. Across the galaxy in 57 different systems, hunter ships found themselves targeted by weapons that shouldn't have been able to track them. The engagement lasted 30 seconds. When it ended, every single hunter ship was destroyed. The bridge was silent for a moment. Then Sarah's console lit up with incoming messages. Captain, we're being hailed by the Galactic Council, also the Kron Federation, the Zelian Empire, and everyone, basically. Put them through, Lisa said. The view screen split into dozens of windows. Alien faces of every shape and size stared at the horizon in shock and fear. Earth vessel, said the head of the Galactic Council. What have you done? We stopped an invasion, Lisa replied simply. With technology that should not exist, the Kron ambassador added. How long have you been hiding these capabilities? Jake looked at his captain. She nodded. We've been protecting the galaxy for over 5 million years, Jake announced. Every time you thought humanity was weak, we were simply choosing not to. Show our strength. The warnings were true, whispered a Zelian diplomat. Earth only pretends to rest. Yes, Lisa confirmed, and we stopped pretending today. The alien leaders exchanged glances. Fear, anger, confusion, and something else, relief, showed on their faces. Why? Asked the council head. Why hide for so long? Because the moment we showed our true power, every race in the galaxy would either try to conquer us or expect us to solve all their problems, Amy explained. Both responses lead to the same result. The galaxy never learns to protect itself. And the hunters? The Kron ambassador asked. They came from outside our galaxy because they detected our presence, Greg said. They thought Earth was sleeping. They were wrong. Pete was still tracking energy signatures. The hunters weren't just raiders, they were scouts. There are more coming, many more. This news caused panic among the alien leaders. How do we fight them? The Galactic Council asked. You don't, Lisa said firmly. We do, but now you know the truth. Earth has always been your guardian. The secret is over. Jake felt something more awakening in his mind. Captain, I'm receiving signals from sleeper cells across the galaxy. They're all activating. How many? Hundreds of thousands. On every inhabited world, hidden in every major civilization for millennia. The implications were staggering. Earth didn't just have hidden technology, It had hidden assets throughout the galaxy. So what happens now? The Kron ambassador asked. Now we prepare for war, Lisa said. A real war. The hunters were just the beginning. But this time, Earth won't fight alone. You mean? I mean it's time for the galaxy to grow up. Earth's been protecting you all like children. Now you'll learn to fight alongside your guardians. Jake was reading incoming data streams. Captain, we're getting reports of Guardian ships activating all across the galaxy. Ships that have been hiding as normal vessels just like the Horizon. How many ships? Thousands. All revealing their true capabilities. The alien leaders watched in amazement as their screens showed ship after ship transforming. Cargo vessels, becoming battleships, transport ships revealing weapon systems. The entire human presence in the galaxy was revealing itself to be far more than it seemed. This is why the warnings all said the same thing, Jake explained. Every race that discovered Earth's secret learned that we're not what we appear to be. We're the galaxy's immune system. And sometimes an immune system has to show its strength. Director Helen White appeared on a new channel. All crews, all guardians, all awakened humans. This is Director White. Today we stop hiding. Today we take our true place in the galaxy. The hunter swarms are coming. Are you ready? From across the galaxy came the response. Thousands of human voices speaking as one. Earth wakes. Earth protects. Earth prevails. The awakening was complete. The sleeping giant had opened its eyes, and the hunters would learn what every dead race had tried to warn them about. Jake looked at his crew, his true family. They were no longer explorers, pretending to discover things. They were guardians ready to defend everything they had protected for millions of years. All stations prepare for war, Lisa announced. The age of secrets is over. The age of open guardianship begins now. 3 months after the awakening, Jake Martinez stood on the observation deck of Earth Defense Command's primary station. Below him stretched the massive orbital shipyards, where Guardian vessels were being built openly for the first time in hundreds of thousands of years. Hard to believe, isn't it? Pete Johnson said, joining him at the railing. 3 months ago, we thought we were explorers. We were explorers, Jake smiled. We just didn't know what we were really exploring for. Ambassador Helen White approached them, carrying a data pad. Gentlemen, we're ready for your next mission. Not another diplomatic mess, I hope, Jake said. The last month had been filled with meetings. Every alien species wanted to understand Earth's new position in the galaxy. Actually, this is more your speed, Helen said. We've detected signals from a civilization we thought was extinct, the Anthari. They've been hiding in a pocket dimension for the last 1,000,000 years. Why come out now? Pete asked. They say they waited for Earth to wake up. They have information about the hunter invasion that we need. Before Jake could respond, alarms began blaring throughout the station. Admiral Frank Murphy's voice came over the comm system. All hands battle stations, we have incoming bogies, massive signature, this isn't a drill. Jake and Pete rushed to the bridge. Captain Lisa Wong was already there, along with the rest of the Horizon crew who now served as Earth's primary tactical response team. Report, Lisa barked. The hunters are back, Greg Hayes said grimly. But this time they brought friends. I'm reading over 5,000 ships coming out of dark space. They're bigger than before. Amy Chen was working furiously at her console. Captain, these aren't random attacks. They've studied our tactics from the last engagement. They're adapting. Let them come, Jake said quietly. We've been adapting for 5,000,000 years. The view screen lit up with an image of the hunter swarm. Massive ships that seemed to bend reality around them were approaching from multiple vectors. They're targeting the home system, Pete announced. Earth, Mars, the outer colonies, everything at once. Lisa turned to her crew. This is it, the real test. Are we ready to openly defend our home? More than ready, Jake replied. Around Earth, hundreds of Guardian ships came out of stealth mode. But these weren't the small fleet the hunters expected. Earth's true defensive grid activated, revealing weapons platforms the size of moons, quantum, shields that wrapped entire planets, and technology that made the earlier weapons look primitive. My God, Sarah Lee whispered. This is what Earth was always capable of? This is just the beginning, Amy said, activating systems Jake didn't even recognize. We've been holding back even after the awakening. The hunters reached the outer system's edge, their weapons charged, preparing to unleash destruction on a scale that could crack worlds. Jake felt the familiar surge of ancient knowledge. They're about to learn why no dead race ever succeeded in conquering Earth. The battle began with both sides firing simultaneously. Hunter beams capable of destroying suns struck Earth's quantum shields. The shields held, then reflected the energy back at the attackers. Deploy the dimensional weapons, Lisa ordered. Jake and Pete worked in perfect sync, targeting Hunter ships with weapons that operated outside normal physics. Ships began disappearing, not destroyed but erased from existence. But the Hunters were learning, adapting. Their second wave deployed weapons that seemed to ignore Earth's defenses. Captain, Greg warned, they're using quantum paradox weapons. They're targeting versions of us in alternate timelines. Then we respond in kind, Lisa said calmly. Amy, activate Protocol Omega. Jake knew what that meant. Earth would reveal its ultimate defense, the one it had never used in 5 million years. Space around Earth began to fold, not just around ships but around reality itself. The Hunters found themselves fighting in a bubble of controlled spacetime, where Earth wrote the rules of physics. This is why the warnings all said the same thing, Jake explained to Pete. It was never about Earth's weapons or technology. It was about Earth's ability to control the fundamental forces of reality itself. In the folded space, Hunter ships moved in slow motion. Their weapons fired but never reached their targets. Some ships found themselves fighting their own past selves. Others discovered they were trying to attack empty space while the real Earth was somewhere else entirely. The battle lasted 12 hours. When it ended, the Hunter swarm was completely annihilated. Not a single Hunter ship escaped. But the cost had been revealing. Every alien civilization in the galaxy had witnessed Earth's true power. There could be no more pretending. Captain, Sarah said, we're being hailed by every major government in the galaxy. They're scared. They should be, Jake said quietly. We just showed them we can rewrite reality itself. Lisa Wong faced the crew that had been with her since the beginning. This is our new reality. No more secrets, no more hiding. Earth is openly the galaxy's guardian now. The view screen filled with alien faces, the Galactic Council, the warrior races, the scientific civilizations, all looking at Earth with a mixture of awe and fear. Earth vessel, the council leader said carefully. We have seen what you can do. We understand now why you hid for so long. What happens next? Jake stepped forward. What happens next is that you grow up. For 5 million years, Earth protected you all like a parent protects children. That era is over. Are you abandoning us? A Kron diplomat asked fearfully. No, Lisa replied. We're teaching you to protect yourselves. The Hunter invasion is just the beginning. There are threats beyond the Hunters. Threats that even Earth might not be able to face alone. Amy brought up holographic displays. We're sharing our technology. Not all of it, but enough for you to defend yourselves. Enough to grow stronger. Enough to stand with us when the real dangers arrive. The real dangers? The council leader asked. The Hunters were scouts for something much larger, Jake explained. Something that exists between galaxies. Something that even Earth has been preparing for since the beginning. Pete was already working on his navigation console. Captain, I'm detecting movement in dark space. The thing the Hunters were scouting for. It's coming. How long? Lisa asked. 2 years, maybe less. The alien leaders looked at each other with growing concern. This is why Earth needed you all to mature, Helen White said, joining the communication. What's coming requires a united galaxy. Not children hiding behind a guardian, but capable civilizations fighting together. Jake looked at his fellow crew members. Each had evolved beyond anything they could have imagined. Jake could now see probability streams and manipulate quantum states with his mind. Pete understood navigation through dimensions humans hadn't even named. Amy could design weapons that redefined physics, but they were still human. Still the crew that had found a warning on a dead world and uncovered the galaxy's greatest secret. "Will you stand with us?" Lisa asked the assembled races. Not as charges to be protected, but as allies. One by one, the alien leaders responded. Fear was giving way to determination. The galaxy was growing up as Earth had always intended. Jake turned back to the observation window. Earth hung below, no longer hiding its true nature. Massive construction projects were underway. Not just weapons, but ships designed for exploration beyond the galaxy. Ships that would carry humans and aliens together into the unknown. "Think we'll miss it?" Pete asked. "The secrecy? The hiding?" "No," Jake said, watching ships from a dozen different races dock with Earth stations. "This is what Earth was always preparing for. Not just to protect, but to unite. Not just to hide, but to eventually reveal." Lisa Wong joined them at the window. "Crew of the Horizon, you've done well. You found the truth when it needed to be found. You helped Earth take its rightful place among the stars." "What happens now, Captain?" Pete asked. Lisa smiled. Now we prepare to save not just our galaxy, but all galaxies. The hiding is over. The pretending is done. Earth has awakened, and the real work begins." Jake felt the weight of 5 million years of history and the excitement of an unlimited future. Earth's long sleep was over. The warnings had been heeded, and the galaxy would never be the same. As guardian ships from 1,000 worlds assembled around Earth, Jake knew that the next chapter of galactic history was about to begin, not with Earth hiding in the shadows, but with humanity leading openly alongside the civilizations it had protected for so long. The sleeping giant had awakened, and together, the galaxy would face whatever came from the darkness between the stars. Jake looked at the weapon systems, the quantum shields, the reality-warping technology that Earth had kept hidden for millennia. Then he looked at the alien ships joining the formation, their crews ready to fight alongside humanity. This was the real victory, not the defeat of the hunters, not even the revelation of Earth's power, but the moment when the galaxy's children became its partners. The age of secrets was over. The age of unity had begun. And Jake Martinez, once a simple xenoarchaeologist, now understood that finding that warning cube had been the most important discovery in galactic history. Not because it revealed Earth's secret, but because it revealed the galaxy was ready to learn the truth. Earth only pretended to rest, but now, finally, it was time to wake up and face the future together.